conversation gets real. As you know, the community sent a formal letter to Harris Dawson. We're still waiting for an official response from the city. The deadline is Friday, September 4th. But in the interim, Harris Dawson penned an open letter to the community. Okay, that's fine, but responding is not the same as answering. That said, let's not confuse fixing the parking, repairing the streetlights, and repaving streets and sidewalks with finishing Destination Crenshaw. The community was promised a transformational project. So, where is it? When is this thing going to be finished? The council president says the project is being delivered on a timeline. What timeline? That's not an unreasonable question, and that's not an attack. It's not division. That is accountability. And then there's the business interruption money. So in his letter, Harris Dawson says that more than $1 million went to Doolin's on Crenshaw, and additional assistance went to a few other individuals. Oh, really? Who received the money? How much money? And who didn't? I can assure you a whole lot of folk didn't get that money. How do I know? I'm getting the phone calls. You see, transparency should not scare anybody. That's how accountability works, and that's why in our letter, we ask for an audit. But instead, what do we get? A discussion about Tavis Smiley, the pastor, the parishioners, the business owners, the people asking the questions, their motives, their ambitions, their character. Well, let me tell you something. When you can't answer the questions, attacking, insulting, and gaslighting the persons asking the questions doesn't make the questions disappear. It just makes people ask why you won't answer it. Let me be clear. We don't want to fight with the council president. We want the project finished because the people of Crenshaw are not on the sidelines, Mr. President. They are Crenshaw. And if culture really is undefeated, then respect the culture, respect the people, respect the businesses, and most importantly, respect the questions. Now, answer them. The Crenshaw Corridor community is still waiting, and September 4th is fast approaching. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. As always, we welcome your feedback.
Just talking louder, just saying nothing, and saying nothing.
Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 please don't take him just because you can. Your beauty is beyond compare, with flaming locks of auburn hair, with ivory skin and eyes of emerald green. Your smile is like a breath of spring, your voice is soft like summer rain, and I cannot compete with you, Jolene.
Welcome in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. And of course, this is the show where we hit all the trending topics and headlines, and we do have a lot to get into tonight. But we have to start with the news that hit this afternoon. Dolly Parton has passed away at the age of 80. And I think this is one of those situations that feels a little different to us because Dolly is someone that somehow belonged to everyone. Country music obviously claimed her. Pop music claimed her. Black people claimed her. I Will Always Love You, 9 to 5, Islands in the Stream with Kenny Rogers back in the 80s. I mean, one of her songs is still one of the biggest records ever made. Kids who who couldn't name a Dolly Parton album, they still understand who she is. Her legend lasted decades. And she did it all with a kind heart, most importantly, right? So we're going to get a little more into Dolly and her career, but I just wanted to immediately start off and address that. We're also getting into Tina Campbell's divorce and the finances that she has revealed, because the numbers in those court documents of course, they're going to have a lot of people looking at the Ministry of Calculations, and they have questions. And then we're going to talk about this Penn State fraternity cocaine ring, because not only are the allegations wild, the media framing around it is interesting, because we all know, had some of these students, some student athletes have been of a different race, the coverage would have been very, very different. So we're going to talk about that. All right, now, as I mentioned, Dolly Parton spent nearly 7 decades becoming almost impossible to dislike. One of America's most beloved celebrities, a rarity in this era, and a legacy that stretched from country radio to children's books to Whitney Houston to your grocery store, passed away. Her nephew and longtime head of security, Brian Seaver, announced her death in a video released by the family. Dolly had asked him years ago to make the announcement eventually when that time came. There's been no cause of death announced. We know that she had been sick and was hospitalized. Her sister told us then to prepare for it. Dolly came out via her representatives and said, nope, no way, not true. And so we were hopeful. But just 4 days before her death, actually, Dolly spoke publicly about having gone through difficult health periods. But we don't know the exact context of her death. So there's obviously Jolene, 9 to 5, Coat of Many Colors, Islands in the Stream, and I Will Always Love You. But the last one gives a lot of Dolly's business credence. Elvis Presley wanted to record I Will Always Love You. Dolly said no. Not because she didn't want Elvis singing her song, but because Colonel Tom Parker reportedly wanted a substantial piece of her publishing rights. She kept her publishing. Years later, when Whitney Houston recorded it for The Bodyguard, that decision became extremely lucrative. That's why ownership is important. And, you know, Dolly's relationship to Whitney's version matters. Whitney didn't steal Dolly's song. Dolly loved Whitney's version. And so I love that part of the story as well. She was a businesswoman. She was kind. She donated. She monetized herself aggressively without making the public feel as if she was, you know, like some of the others, jumping on anything that came her way. And her philanthropy is one of the most important pieces of that. In 1995, she launched Dolly Parton's Imagination Library in honor of her father, who could not read or write. And the program ultimately grew into an enormous international children's literacy festival. She famously contributed $1 million to Vanderbilt University's medical centers for COVID-19 research, money that was supported to, you know, work to connect for the development of the things that everybody is mad about. The blank, I'll come back to it. You get the point, right? She was always giving of herself, of her time, and of her finances. So we will miss Dolly. And in strange irony, it is also the anniversary, the 25th anniversary of the death of Aaliyah and 8 others that were on the plane. She passed away in 2001 in the Bahamas from a plane crash, from a plane that was overweighted. Some are estimating by up to 700 pounds, I've heard reports say. And so we also lost one of our bright rising stars then. When we come forward, we'll get into the trending topics and headlines.
Your ride with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
With Civic Tax Relief, they were able to save me upwards of $80,000 that I would have had to pay had I not reached out to them.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies.
I owe the IRS $37,000.
They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS. By the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-404-4999. 800-404-4999. Don't wait. Call now. 800-404-4999. 800-404-4999.
Back to school starts now. Get long-lasting battery life on the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core so you can work from anywhere. Now starting at $699 with exclusive student pricing starting at $599. Complete your setup with savings on select monitors and must-have electronics and accessories. Limited time deals and free shipping on PCs and more await you at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
The KBLA 1580 app puts the realest conversations right in your pocket. Stream live wherever you are in the world. No static. No searching the dial. A crystal clear connection 24/7, exactly when you want it. We recommend that you keep automatic updates enabled. Set it and forget it. So the app stays up to date with store requirements, bug fixes, and new features as we roll them out. Download the KBLA 1580 app today and stay plugged into the conversation everyone's having. This isn't a talk show. It's a town hall with no walls. This is KBLA Talk 1580.
Just in case you missed our Procrastination Crenshaw Town Hall.
My name is Khalifa Bey. I am the founder of the South LA Bureau of Tourism and Trade. And how this is impacting me is that I can't promote it. I won't promote it. I hear a lot of talk about everybody. Accountability is responsibility. Change your vote. Change the vote. I know there's a lot of Democrats in this room, and I get all that, but if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result, it ain't gonna happen. And it's not about Democrat, Republican, it's about getting what we need to get done. That's what it is for me, because this is deliberate. This of our communities, you look at Chicago, you look at all the black communities were built by us, we're in the same condition. So to me, it's by design. And if we don't do something to change the vote to get to what we need, stop having these meetings.
Making sure they stick to the truth. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Now back to more entertainment news with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe. Do not attempt to adjust your dial. We're just throwing some love out there for Miley Cyrus's daddy, Billy Ray. He and this mullet were doing things back in the 90s, so big ups to him. All right, listen. If you know, you know. 800-920-1580. That's the number that you can dial to get in on the conversation. You can also hit social media, KBLA 1580. I'm at Stiletto Jill everywhere. You can also jump into the YouTube chat. Shout out to the VIPs in there. All right, I am not getting into these topics alone tonight. I am joined by Mr. Nick Hamilton of Nightcast Media. Welcome back, Nick. How are you?
Oh, sorry. I was getting my Texas two-step on. Sorry.
You still Texas two-stepping?
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am stupendous. I'm a little sad, though. Rest in peace to the icon, Dolly Parton. That was kind of sudden today.
I know, right? Just August 25th is already a hard day for a lot of people because of Aaliyah. Yeah, you didn't hear me say that, Angie? And so now with Dolly, doubly.
Yeah, I mean, rest in peace to, like I said, an icon like Dolly Parton. I mean, you played Jolene, you played 9 to 5, and I remember my granny got me on to Dolly Parton because she used to listen to all these Dolly Parton songs at some different times of the year. So you got to, if you didn't hear at least one Dolly Parton song, you weren't raised right. But also, I remember the one thing I remember about Dolly Parton is that when people were criticizing Beyonce for that country album, she was one of the few people that stood in her corner and continued to defend Beyonce being in the genre. So respect to Dolly Parton for that. Amongst other things, obviously Dollywood. She created her own kind of amusement park type of situation. So,
she's always stood up for people, the underrepresented,
marginalized people.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely. She had a heart of gold from people that you listen to, or like you said, you just played Billy Ray Cyrus. I mean, he released a statement, sending out his thoughts and condolences out to Dolly Parton's family. So it's sad when you lose these icons that we kind of grew up on.
I mean, Dolly Parton in the 70s, you think about, she was on that run with 9 to 5, the film.
Right.
It's her, Lily Tomlin, and Jane Fonda. Hilarious movie. Dabney Coleman played their boss in it. I love that movie. She also did Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
Yep.
And obviously, her and Kenny Rogers, Islands in the Stream. She played into her obvious assets, and she was in on the joke. She didn't let her at the time. Now, in 2026, they look like everybody else.
Right.
But back in the 70s, they were one of the 7 great wonders of the world.
Yes, they were. Hallelujah. But also, I remember she appeared on 106 in Park.
Did she?
Yes, she did. She did an appearance on 106 in Park when Terrence and Roxy were the host. So that was a cool. I went back and watched it today, and because I forgot, and I think I saw something somewhere where it showed her on there, and she actually made an appearance. It was pretty cool.
All right, I know.
So
that's
shout out to
right.
Dolly Parton.
She's doing the things.
Yes, indeed.
All right, so we have lots to get into tonight. We're gonna start off with Tina Campbell. Now, we know she is one half of Mary, and we watched her go through her ups and downs and issues with her soon-to-be ex-husband, famously on their reality show. And so now she is coming to the court asking for more assistance in the divorce proceedings from her husband, Glendon Teddy Campbell, right? So Tina is saying that she makes $5,000 a month, but has $12,000 a month going out, and that basically her husband needs to kick in. He has not contributed since they have been separated. She says she works approximately 20 hours per week. She broke down her expenses as rent $4,100, groceries $1,800, utilities $2,200, auto expenses $1,300, health care $266. How does she get that cheap health care? Shout out to the union. Cell phone $208, laundry and cleaning $100, education $150, charitable contributions or other expenses $400. So she says that she's basically suffering a $7,000 a month deficit. She estimates that Teddy earns approximately $7,500 a month working as a drummer, and she is asking the court to either terminate the spouse's either spouse's ability to receive spousal support. So she's not asking him to pay her. She is trying to assure that she doesn't have to pay him. She's also seeking legal and physical custody of their 2 minor children with visitation for Teddy, right? He initiated the divorce filings in April of this year. The $2,200 utility bill I got questions. Not that it's our business, but since it's out there, it's just interesting. Is this why 50 Cent said he's never getting married?
I do not blame him. I have questions as well, right? Based upon the information that you disseminated to your wonderful audience.
Via TMZ.
Hello. So one of my questions is, they are divorcing.
Yes.
And they've been separated for how long?
I believe in the filings he said for a year or such, but he filed in April.
So let's say 18 months they've been separated until obviously the divorce becomes finalized. My question is, why are you asking him for more money if he didn't contribute to those bills? Now, did he? Okay, understandable. Okay, so the children I understand because you two created those children together. Totally understand that. If I understood you correctly, she's also asking for him to kick in beyond the children.
No.
Okay. So
no.
Okay.
She is asking that neither receive spousal support.
I understand that, but they want to do. But she is she asking for child support?
I mean, yes.
Okay. So beyond that, that's all she's basically asking him for. Okay. What it looks like to me is that she's still trying to live the same lifestyle as she was when she was married. And her mindset hasn't changed, because when you named like charitable contributions and all of those things, Miss Lady, respectfully, you got to cut off the charity because that's an expense. And
so
maybe
why is the assumption that she's trying to live again? I do
I'm
have
just saying
questions
based
about
upon
the utility bill.
That too.
But are those necessarily outrageous numbers? Think about it.
Well, if you're living above your means, which it sounds like she is, because if you're saying I make this much, but more than what I make is going out, then that means you need to come up with a better financial plan than what you currently have. And it sounds like, not saying she is, but it sounds like, according to what you read, she's still living like she was living when she was married. And once, obviously, they've been separated for over a year. So when that is happening and you're finalizing your divorce, then there's some expenses you're going to have to cut back. If you got more going out than coming in, any financial expert will tell you you have to start downsizing.
Correct, but
so what's the problem?
He still has to provide for the children.
That's over there.
Right, but that's still part of her expenses.
No, I get it, but that's over there. But what I'm saying is the charitable stuff. The like you said, the utilities, or what was it, utilities that you had a question about? I had the same question. You're gonna have to be more cost effective until you get to a place where you can start to afford those things without it being a hassle or a headache. I understand the child support. That is a significant financial commitment. I understand that. But beyond that, there are certain things that you could take care of to bring your means down so you don't live beyond your means. Sometimes you gotta live below your means to get to that point.
But how do you know that this isn't bare minimum? How do you know that she hasn't cut anything back?
How do we know that it's not? How do we know that it is?
But your assumption right away is that she's mismanaging.
I'm based upon what you're telling me. Why wouldn't I think that?
Wouldn't that? But
if you're
other than the outrageous utility bill,
if you're making how much is she bringing in?
She said like $5,000 a month.
And how much is going out? $12,000, correct? So that's a $7,000 gap.
I understand the math.
All right. So if you got more going out than coming in, and you're giving to charities, you have an enormous
So if she stopped at $400, do you think that would solve her problems?
I don't think it's $400. I think that's bogus. Personally, I think it's bogus. Because why would you name that if it was so low? That tells me there's more than meets the eye to this.
That might be church tithing.
And also, your church tithing need to be in the house that you dwell in for the moment. Okay?
Well,
because the church ain't helping you out, are they? All right then.
I mean, they have historically.
Are they helping her out right now? She got a $7,000 gap. Are they at least giving her $3,500 on the bills every month? No, I do not think so.
All right, we're going to put a pin in Miss Tina. And
I love you, Miss Tina. I love Erica. I love them both. I had a chance to interview them both as Mary, so I love them both. But according to what is being stated, come on now. We got to do better. Financial literacy.
All right, we're going to shift now because there's nothing confusing about these allegations. Prosecutors are saying that a Penn State fraternity, white one, that the members weren't simply partying with cocaine. They allegedly built a cocaine distribution operation and put pledges to work packaging it and delivering it. And this is where I want to talk about language, because I also believe had these young men been black, we would be looking at a RICO charge. You're an organization, you have people under you that are moving product and disseminating money at your behest, all coming together. Are fraternities considered nonprofit organizations? Are they for profit? I forget how they're classified, but I'm just saying it's interesting to me that, and I'm not trying to punish them, but that a RICO charge isn't there, that we're not hearing more about this. So we'll get into all the details when we come forward.
I can't break free, 'cause you see I have been down for so long, feel like all hope is gone, but as I lift my hands I understand that I should praise you through my circumstance. Shackles on my feet so I can dance. I just wanna praise you, just wanna praise you, just wanna praise you, just wanna praise you.
You're in the know with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Esther Dillard with BIN News Now. Target has officially apologized and pulled a Halloween costume after critics say it promoted blackface and the racist history of the Jim Crow South. NBC Chicago spoke with Black Northwestern University professor Danielle Bell about it.
Target has been for some years now trying to work their way out of some of these reputational damaging instances.
The family of Tatiana Jefferson will receive a record $11.25 million settlement. Fort Worth's council voted unanimously to resolve the last civil claims from her 2019 killing. The 28-year-old black woman was playing video games with her nephew when a white officer fired through her window. And flags are flying at half-staff in honor of Dolly Parton, who passed away at the age of 80. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
Is this the This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Some very troubling news for the National Football League. A study conducted by the British Medical Journal found that 25% of NFL players that died between 2016 and 2021 had CTE, the acronym for degenerative brain disease. The study tracked the health conditions of 878 former players during the 5-year period. Long before this study was conducted, CTE has been linked to health concerns of former NFL players. The Big Ten Conference is refusing to allow players on an NFL training camp roster to return to their school for a 5th year of eligibility. A federal court ruling opened the door for college football players to play 5 seasons before their eligibility runs out. The ruling allows players who were drafted by NFL teams or signed as free agents to go back to their school if they don't make the team. At the moment, the Big Ten is the only Division I conference putting their foot down and saying no. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
The KBLA 1580 app puts the realest conversations right in your pocket. Stream live wherever you are in the world. No static. No searching the dial. A crystal clear connection 24/7, exactly when you want it. We recommend that you keep automatic updates enabled. Set it and forget it. So the app stays up to date with store requirements, bug fixes, and new features as we roll them out. Download the KBLA 1580 app today and stay plugged into the conversation everyone's having.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine. and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When I hit my 50s, I felt like things were slowing down.
This is Sandra's Metamucil story.
I started taking Metamucil for digestion, but had no idea it would impact so much more. Not only did Metamucil help me feel more regular, but my heart health saw the benefits too.
Metamucil, one simple routine, 4 health benefits. Digestive health starts here. Go to metamucil.com for more details.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 connecting you with services and solutions. The midterm elections are upon us. It is voting season once again. Common Cause's motto is fighting for the democracy we deserve. In service of that goal, Common Cause puts its state and national policy expertise, massive network of grassroots supporters, and nonpartisan approach into action to strengthen our democracy against the challenges we face today. They work at every level of government on priorities that impact each of our lives, like defending the right to vote, limiting big money's influence on our elections, holding public officials accountable, and more. Common Cause is a nonpartisan grassroots organization dedicated to upholding the core values of American democracy. They seek to empower all people to make their voices heard in the political process. This election may be the most important one ever. If you'd like to make a donation or volunteer in service to the Constitution, please visit commoncause.org. That's commoncause.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
We love America in spite of, not because of. And that's the deepest kind of love. This is KBLA Talk 1580.
Ooh-wee, Fridays just got better. What's up? I'm Amanda Seals, and this is your invitation to come and sit with me. Yes, get seated as I do my thing on KBLA Talk 1580. We're talking noon to 2 p.m., then back again 4 to 6 p.m. Same day, same station. Bring your opinions, because you know I'm going to have mine. Bring your questions, because you know I got answers. And bring yourself, because, baby, we want you to be authentic at all times. Fridays on KBLA Talk 1580. I'll be waiting. Join me.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Straight up dedicated to the Cadillac. I'm riding dirty. You know what I'm saying? Coming down on this slab, boy. I'm riding dirty. Real though. Riding up.
Have you ever been rolling in a clean ass lag, blowing big out the window? Everybody got a sack, got my heat right between my seat. Got a box of them things in case these fools start playing with me. You be surprised how them boppers wink. Girl, I can't stop. Give my headlights a blink and roll them up out the top. And keep moving and keep rolling. Fools that don't be holding, I'm coming through and bowling. And I can't stand snitches, wanna kill all of y'all. Even though some busters fall, I'm still rolling like a ball. And having things my way, hitting that highway, selling that big gay and flush ass place to stay. Police.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. I am joined by Nick Hamilton of Nightcast Media. All right. 13 current and former Penn State students have been charged in what authorities have described as an upper-level cocaine trafficking operation. Notice how easily promising college students has been slotted into the story before alleged drug dealers, right? So listen, these young people came to Penn State as varsity athletes. They were strong students drawn by the university's academic reputation and the social life. Prosecutors allege the operation involved fraternity members distributing cocaine and in some cases requiring fraternity pledges to cut and package the drugs. Agostino, is it Abayello, 24. He's accused of being one of the central figures in the operation. And the fraternities were Sigma Chi and Delta Upsilon. And according to the grand jury allegations, what allegedly began with the fraternity members sourcing cocaine for themselves and friends eventually evolved into buying larger quantities for profit. In 2023, prosecutors alleged that the pledges were being used to package the cocaine into half-gram bags for sale. And the Attorney General, the Pennsylvania Attorney General, says there was nothing junior or childlike about this type of conduct. They described it as an upper-level trafficking organization. Where's the RICO charge? I'm just saying. Cocaine distribution, large volume purchases, packaging drugs for sale, recruiting additional participants, using pledges to perform drug-related labor, Venmo and Snapchat as the modes of communication, and one fraternity member reportedly thought police entering the house was part of a prank until officers used a stun gun and began recovering drugs and weapons.
If I didn't know better, I thought this would be a new series by 50 Cent.
This absolutely sounds like it could be a TV show.
This sounds like
or
something happened at Stansfield doing Ghost Power Book 2. Like, is this? You can't make this up. The interesting part, like, Penn State cannot escape controversy for some reason. I mean, you had this thing with Joe Paterno, unfortunately, that went down. They tried to rebuild the structure of the university. Now you got the football team sucked for God knows how long. And then now you have this cocaine ring. Now, my question is this before I go further. Is this a federal thing because they were crossing state lines? Or is it just interstate, what they call like interstate trafficking?
I believe it was interstate.
Okay. When you said Venmo, that's what kind of threw me off. Like, well, maybe they can get them because they do, Venmo is everywhere. So,
but for RICO, is it the structure of the organization and what it's done, or is it strictly based off of if it's crossed state lines?
So basically, you had a young Tommy and Ghost out here getting the recruits. And say, hey, you want to play for this fraternity?
When he was at Stansfield.
You got Tariq and Braden out here.
But no Tariq.
Right.
No Tariq.
Ain't no Tariq. It's all
Bradens. Braden and Tommy's.
All Braden. Tommy ain't even that stupid. I can't even put Tommy in that. But, no, I think it's interesting because, like you said, where is the RICO charge? But also, too, I think we don't know what the state attorney general is continuing to move with.
Fair.
And also, too, what agencies are they going to work with? Because the reason why I asked about the federal charge, because anytime you do anything with Venmo, Apple Pay, PayPal, that could be looked at as, oh, you're sending this out of state lines. So if they find that they've been sending work through or receiving finances for the work from a different state, that's automatic fed.
But see, for me, when I think about RICO and just briefly thinking back to the Diddy trial, I think about scale and other things, right? So they are finding sources, using the pledges to cut and package and distribute it. That's infrastructure.
Yeah, well,
that's
listen,
exactly
I don't disagree with you. I'm just trying to figure out I'm wondering how they're going to give reason to how they don't have a RICO charge off the bat. But like you said, if it had been any other person that didn't look like them, we would be hearing about even a hint of a RICO charge coming.
It would have been gangs, these violators, and all of that type of language.
They would have had but then also too, the feds would have got involved
quicker,
ASAP.
I agree.
Right?
Andy?
Are any of the members like admin type people, you know what I'm saying, working for the school? They might have some relationships with law enforcement or something. I don't know. I'm just
good point.
Assuming,
I mean, but even so, 13, right? For multiple years. So, again.
It sounds like somebody snitched. Somebody got mad and snitched. Because if it lasted this long, and like you said, they ran a whole operation, somebody snitched. Somebody got pissed off. Somebody didn't get paid. Somebody didn't get their work. or they got greedy and wanted the bigger piece of the pie. And they treated, you remember Paid in Full? He was like, hey, I want to get back on the block. He's like, man, you too hot. I can't let you back on the block. That's what that sounds like. Somebody must have pulled one of those things like they did in Paid in Full. When A Boogie didn't want him back on the corner.
Andy?
Or, one of their customers, one of their clientele who went to school with them, you know what I'm saying, snitched, dropped the ball. Maybe they got a bad batch of, some good stuff, you feel me?
Fell out mad, or somebody got cut in. We've seen all these storylines on Power.
Somebody got mad because they took somebody's girl. It's all kind of scenarios out there.
But listen, fraternities have some power, right? And they go hard and serious about pledging and hazing. So if prospective members were effectively required to package cocaine as part of their acceptance into a fraternity, that is a power hierarchy.
There's a lot of questionable hazing tactics when it comes to fraternities and sororities also.
They say this is a big rich town.
I'm just saying. Seems like the charges they're saying the position that the kids are maintaining is that, oh no, we were just getting it for partying. When we come forward, we'll get into more trending topics and headlines. We have a former power actor that was exposed by his now ex-fiance. We'll get into it.
A biblical tale is staying from hell. That fragrance ain't Coco Chanel. Biblical smells, miracle wells, dripping in that good God overflow. Apart from him, I can do nothing. Grateful, so grateful for that glow. Look, you see the glow up. Haters ain't us, so they throw up. Hearing that angel's applause, we know it's the dream and we'll never fall. I'm telling you, homie, I get it. Life full of storms, but I stay committed.
Are you ready for the hottest entertainment scoop in Los Angeles? She's bringing you exclusive interviews with today's biggest stars, behind-the-scenes Hollywood insights, and all the entertainment news you need to know. She's breaking down what's trending, what's ending, and what's just beginning in the world of entertainment. You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you feeling the heat? LADWP can help you stay cool this summer and save money. Through the Cool LA program, eligible customers can receive instant rebates of up to $275 on new portable, window, and wall air conditioners. Shop the Cool LA marketplace today and beat the heat and save. Learn more and apply at ladwp.com/cool-LA. That's ladwp.com/cool-LA.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is connecting you with services and solutions. Domestic violence and family violence is when someone in an intimate or family relationship tries to gain or maintain power and control over another through a wide range of abusive behaviors. Every single act may amount to abuse. Abuse can take on various forms: psychological and emotional, physical and economic, and sexual abuse. The Genesee Center Incorporated is a nationally recognized nonprofit domestic violence prevention and intervention organization, housing women and children from 30 days up to 2 years through emergency and transitional shelters. The Genesee Center also provides support services like mental health counseling, life skills classes, computer training, job referrals, after-school programs for children, field trips, tutoring, and comprehensive direct legal services. If you need help or you'd like to donate or volunteer, call the Genesee Hotline, 1-800-479-7328. That's 1-800-479-7328, or visit Genesee.org. Everyone has the right to be safe. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Just in case you missed our Procrastination Crenshaw Town Hall.
My name is Bronwyn, and I've been in this neighborhood for 65 years.
All righty.
I was raised here, right on Crenshaw Boulevard. Ancestry, legacy, everything. No parking. In regards to our elderly, in regards to trying to get from one end to the other, 48th and 50th Street is a dead zone. You got to get off the bus, and you got to make your way down in the middle of the block. I'm right across the street. I understand one of the things. I am happy to see you guys. I've been in too many meetings where you weren't there. I understand those who own the buildings and your properties. I understand those who rent from you. Here it is. Why can't we invest in each other?
Making sure they follow through. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
All right, let's go. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa. Yeah, shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop. We chocolate crossover. Yeah, we chocolate crossover. See me, cocoa, might go. I'm cocoa and I might go pop. Now it's about time that I clear this. So pardon me, miss, but I'd like for you to hear this. If you kiss me, then I'll kiss you back. You see, I feel real good inside, and it's just for your nearness. There's no need for you to fear this. Kiss me, I'll kiss you back.
Well, you look kinda cute to me. I think we can achieve this. Plus you act like you need this. Kiss me and I'll kiss you back. You act real fly. Money B's not buying it. Quit denying it. You're better off trying it. Freak me, girl, and I'll freak you back.
Through any kind of weather, will me and you forever stay together? Well, I just don't know, but I tell you what though, if you kiss me, then I'll kiss you back.
Kiss you back.
And I guess you wanna know if I'm
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Hey, listen, we are wrapping up on this topic about these 13 young men at Penn State accused of moving that work, that weight, the bricks.
They got rhymes like weight.
All right, listen, we'll keep monitoring what happens, what type of time they get. It'll be interesting to see. And moving from one brick to another type of brick, perhaps. Listen, you know Soraya, the actress, she was on Empire, and she became engaged and has a child with actor and rap artist Joey Badass. He was unique on Raising Kanan. Well, yesterday, she came to social media with a message, a post and delete. She said she had to let y'all know that this man is not who you think he is. So let's take a listen to Soraya announcing she is no longer engaged.
In private, because a lot of people publicly know, family knows and everything, but this person proposes to me, wants to build a life with me, has me move my life out here, cheats on me, I find out, continuously she's telling me that he doesn't want that life, he wants me, da-da-da, then proceeds to be out with people. And yes, I have my receipts. I have my f***ing receipts. But you guys will know who the f*** this is. And I don't want this to be a confusion any longer. There's no podcast he can get on, sweet talking the world. It's over with.
So she went on to explain that he embarrassed her in front of family and the cheating was consistent. She said she had receipts. She had a recording of him talking to another young lady about her and her expectations and the things she thinks. So, you know, once again, I say, you probably shouldn't take it to the internet. Felt the same way about Meghan and Clay. However, I guess it's frustration. Nick Hamilton, what are your thoughts?
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Oh, okay.
I just woke up. Sorry. Yeah, this is why emotions, when you make emotional decisions, you lose 11 times out of 10. you could have kept this to yourself. We don't care. Obviously, he cheated on you more than once, and you went back, and then you just got tired of it. Okay. Again, where are we supposed to give a care about what goes on in your private life?
I mean, well, people were shipping them, goals and blah.
Everybody does that every 5 minutes. I mean, my thing is, y'all have a child together. Am I correct in that?
Yes, you are.
So you putting all your family business out.
I do not disagree.
And your child, you guys have a child because you are in your feelings and in your emotions, and you didn't think about your child. You thought more about yourself. My thing is, stop going to the internet. We don't care. Be an adult. Work it out. If he doesn't want to talk to you, fine. Move on. And then the proceedings will come out. If there's any separation of property or things of that nature, then it'll come out. TMZ gonna bring it all out. You know what I mean? But until then, shut up.
So do you think, because now there are interviews with him resurfacing where he talks about how he wanted 2 wives and that, all of these things and before. And so I should clarify, the pair met in 2021, started dating in 2022, was on the heels of her breakup with Jacob Lattimore, whom she broke up with because he was not ready to be serious. And, he wasn't ready to be committed.
Neither is Joey Badass.
Well, he said he was.
Saying and actions are 2 different things. I mean, listen, I'm not saying he's right for cheating. I'm never saying that if you have to step outside that bad, then just leave the person altogether. You don't have to cheat on them and try to embarrass them. You know what I'm saying? And I understand Soraya feels embarrassed. I get that. I'm not saying she doesn't have a right to feel what she feels. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that she doesn't feel embarrassed or whatever other feelings that she may have. We just don't need to take it public. The problem with social media sometimes is people feel like they can just vent like it's a personal, as in the words of Ricky Ricardo, physiatrist, and that's not what it is. Okay, we don't want to hear your personal business. Is just that personal. Keep it there. No one cares. That's why I'm saying I'm not telling her to shut up. I'm saying shut up in the regards of we don't want to hear your damn business. Especially if he ain't talking. Have we heard a statement from him?
Well, of course you're not going to hear anything from him because he is the cheater.
Right, I understand that.
So I'm not going to have much to add.
Of course not. But what I'm saying is, I'm just saying follow, hey, we don't need to keep this in the public eye. Fair. Especially when you got children.
Social media is definitely not your therapist. They're not going to do anything but contribute to the problem. So those are my thoughts on that. Nick Hamilton, is there anything... You know what?
What, the Snoop biopic?
I know you want to talk about that.
Jesus Christ.
Really quick, Andy.
I got a question.
What's your question?
This is from my brother Nick Hamilton.
All righty, sir.
Do you stand with Ennis Cantor?
No, he's a troll. He doesn't support women's athletics. He's a troll. Next question.
Boom. Okay. All right, listen. Shout out to the owner of the San Francisco 49ers. He was arrested for soliciting, and the going rate was $140.
Did he think he was at Costco?
Dog. I'm sure there are better ways that you could get it done than trolling the streets for $140 pop-off.
I mean, this is the owner of the San Francisco 49ers, correct? That he finessed his father-in-law out of, allegedly. You can't fly to Vegas, to Nevada, to a ranch,
to Reno. Fair.
Henderson.
Listen.
I'm just saying, like, you could probably have a private jet if you don't already have one.
These people
and be on a low with it. You know what I mean?
They
believe in discretion. They believe in discretion. I mean, we watched the series on HBO. They believe in discretion.
We sure did. All right, listen. Thank you guys for locking in each and every Monday through Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. For all your trending topics and headlines. Nick Hamilton, please tell the people where they can find you.
You can search me on Instagram at The NH Experience, on Twitter at Nick Hamilton 213, and across Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at Nightcast Media. Appreciate you so much. Nightcastmedia.com.
Thank you as always for locking in. Coming up next, Zoe Williams, the voice of reason.
Woo!
I'll holla.
Pick up my girls and hit the party scene tonight. Oh, it's alright. So get up and let this funky mellow groove get you in the mood. 'Cause you know it's alright. Yeah. Keep on grooving. Don't stop moving. Don't stop moving. Let me see you go. Now's the time for you to make your move to the dance floor. So throw your hands in the air and wave around like you just don't care. Yeah. Ooh, it's the LIYAH ripping up the stage. I got jazz personality, cheap mentality, peace to soul train. Keep on grooving. Don't stop moving. Now let me see you go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Hey, hit the formality, get up on the floor, you see, show your personality, be who you wanna be. Tell me.
See, can you feel that groove moving within you? Hey, I wanna keep this party going on all night.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Esther Dillard with BIN News Now. Target has officially apologized and pulled a Halloween costume after critics say it promoted blackface and the racist history of the Jim Crow South. NBC Chicago spoke with Black Northwestern University professor Danielle Bell.